Well, 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 we have a big day on the podcast. Oh boy, I'm so excited to see your face. It has been a while, a long, long time since we've heard from a little Mrs. Dumjun. And you've had a lot of things going on in your life, but I want to give you a you are one of everyone's favorite characters on the podcast. Everyone's been missing you. Everyone was asking me where you've been. There were rumors of your disappearance in Florida, and so we're gonna get into all of it. And but without, I want to give you the props that you deserve. I want to give you the respect you deserve with this introduction, because back on the podcast for the first time in months and months and months is your favorite Dumb John, aka Dumb John, aka Mrs. John, aka Sister Mary John, aka Thai Lady Boy John, aka Sissy Boy John, aka Boy Wife John, aka Amelia Bedelia John. How are you?
Oh God, Mrs. John returns back from the dead, and
Do you have
honestly,
a favorite of your names of all of those?
yeah, it's tough. I think Thai Lady John has a special place
Thai
in my
Lady Boy
heart.
John is my favorite. I also love Sister Mary John.
Sister Mary John is actually who I am, but Thai Lady John, like I just have this vivid picture of me like in a rice field, like by day, and then working the streets by night. Like Thai
Because I was
Lady
gonna
John
say,
is a hard
you're,
worker.
you're not a Thai lady, you're a Thai lady boy. That is a different career. And so let's just distinguish. You make the American businessmen very happy.
And that's what I'm here for.
So how have you been, John?
Well, we keep in touch, but for the listeners who, probably miss you berating me every now and then, I
I
want
miss
to.
it.
Well, I was about to say, I think your listeners should be, well comforted by the fact that you still harass me at minimum at least 15 to 20 times a day, and more on the weekends and more at odd hours. I'm convinced still that you're not sleeping. And yeah, no,
My
it's good
sleep
to be back.
schedule has gotten better. I have realized the power of the 8 hours. I have gotten better about it, but I do text you at very bizarre hours because it relaxes me to yell Thai Lady Boy John, or
Yep.
well, so here's the thing: is you've had a lot going on in your life, but and I think part of our friendship is to keep an eye on each other. And one of the ways that I like to keep an eye on you is, you have some hobbies that, I don't judge, but I just worry about because some of them aren't very safe or legal. And, one of your favorite things to do is to hold a glory hole in the Port Authority bus terminal of New York City. And this is a place that has a long history of cruising and sex violence and sting operations and undercover cops. And it's just a dangerous place. But I think you get off on the danger, obviously. And so so sometimes in the middle of the night, I just like to say, John, going from the Port Authority. No,
Well,
glory holes at the Port Authority.
the thing that annoys me about that joke is not that it's just that you place me at Port Authority, which is truly maybe my least favorite place on the planet. Like, at
But don't
least
you have to
give
go
me
to the
Penn
Port
Station.
Authority?
No, I go to Penn Station.
Okay, that's
go,
good.
Yeah, give me
Well,
Penn Station. Give me Grand Central. Even don't give me Port Authority.
Well, but that's why it's funny, is because it's in a gross place.
They're all gross. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're all gross, but
The
Port Authority
Moynihan
is a
Terminal's
special
pretty
layer.
nice.
The Moynihan Terminal's gorgeous, but still.
That's my mom's maiden name, no big deal. But so okay, so no, but you have to admit, even though I do harass you, I've been really nice to you lately.
You are kind to me when you can sense my distress level is high, and then you like to pepper that in with, a little bit of poking.
No, what I do in those times is it's like when you come across a wounded animal, and it's like it's not even worth it to attack it because it's already just so weak. And so but what I do like to do is help lighten those moments for you by saying hilarious things that aren't always at your expense.
Usually,
But they're
it's either
funny.
at my
But they're not
expense.
mean. It's
It's
like
I
John's
mean,
a lady boy, Thai lady boy, John, but it's like it's not
listen.
me saying you're dumb and stuff.
It's either, poking fun at me or you're doing your Rosie O'Donnell cosplay. Like, there's very rarely any
John, I'm
middle
not
ground.
doing Rosie. I'm just being me, which to you is the same thing as Rosie.
That's Rosie O'Donnell cosplay if I've ever seen it.
Okay, so do you want to tell? I mean, I don't want you to share more than you're comfortable with, but do you want to tell the people about what's happened in your life since they've seen you
No.
last?
In a nutshell, let's see. I was supposed to go on my honeymoon, but then my husband had a second stroke, so we canceled the honeymoon. Then found out he needed to have open heart surgery, and then at the same time found out that my mom needed to have surgery. So it was just a double whammy of everything, but everyone is doing well. Joshua had his heart surgery, what, 2 weeks ago? My mom had hers in January, and everyone's doing well. It's just,
Well, you
it's a
know how I
lot.
feel about your mother. I think she's an angel on earth, and I think she's gorgeous and wonderful, and the only good thing about you. But it was so these were very real things that you were going through. It's also interesting that you mention your parents, because I remember around the time of your wedding, there was some worry that you were worried Joshua was going to marry my parents
Well, they're
because
still
you
married.
left them alone in Alaska. And so I have that's one of my favorite of our running jokes is you always sort of worrying if Joshua's going to marry your parents. And then your parents, because they're so sweet and kind and good to you, they flew in for the surgery to help out. And I thought, well, that's no surprise that they want to be near Joshua.
No, and tomorrow I go back to the office and leave the three of them here by themselves, so I
Oh boy.
can only imagine what hijinks is going to go on.
I think it's going to be a lot of OnlyFans. Um, and during this time when I was trying to be nice to you and think of ways that I could help out, I said, and I thought this was pretty kind of me. I said, "Okay, Jen, you can have your glory hole at the Port Authority for this week only. If it helped you just de-stress, wasn't that thoughtful of me?"
Yes, but I asked you. I said, please at least upgrade me to Penn Station for this week. Next week I can go back to Port Authority.
I don't book your glory hole. This is entirely up to you.
It's for those that have never been to Port Authority, it is truly the most vile of locations it's like a
Pretty
70s
gross.
porn portal. It's disgusting.
I think that's why shady things happen there. Now, another thing, because I'm so glad I was taking notes all along, John, because there's been so many things that you've said to me since the last time you were on that are just really absurd. Now, we have tried to keep the mood light in the as you and Joshua have been dealing with his health issues, but at one point you really crossed the line because you told me how attracted you were to your husband's doctor.
That's true. Listen, a
Joshua's
man will be a man
doctor. And
who
then,
lives
but
in my
it got
building.
it. Well, that's the thing. It got psychotic because then you text me. He lives in my building, and I was like, or are you just in his building? Because you used to run around mine. Like you're very not respectful of boundaries. And then I was
It's
just
true, I did
imagining
run
like
around
this poor
yours.
man like saves lives all day, and then he comes home and John's has broken in and is naked on the couch. It's me.
First of all, he's absolutely your type if you could see him.
Really? Like
Oh,
what?
yeah.
What? How so?
He has like a swagger that I think you'd appreciate. Obviously, he's a heart surgeon, so there's that.
Yeah, sounds hot.
He's attractive. He's probably young. He's probably like 35. Dark hair, dark features, all
Um.
around good looks.
Okay, so let's imagine me with a heart surgeon. I would hate it because we'd be in the middle of sex and then he'd get like a text like gotta go to the hospital to do surgery. Like how doctors like have to be on call like
Sure.
that, and I would be like, oh, so I don't get to finish.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't think it would work. So and then you texted me. I just saw him at the mall with a man. And I was like, stop following this doctor around.
No, it's one of those things that like when you're trying to avoid someone, you of course that's when you end up seeing them
You weren't trying to
everywhere.
avoid him. You were trying to see all of them. I could just imagine you hiding in his bushes. Oh, Dr. Fuck me.
Well, no, that's the funny thing too, is I don't know if I told you, but you know how like when you're driving, Siri will sometimes read your text messages out loud?
What, did she read that one?
You said something so inappropriate when I was driving, not by myself either, and I was like, ugh. I was like, of course, about the doctor specifically, and I was like, ugh. I was like, let me just explain this now.
Were you with your husband?
Of course, of course.
Good. um, you saw his family over the holidays, right?
I did over Thanksgiving, which feels like 1,000 years ago. Yeah.
And I started the rumor that they were going to cook a roast Jun for Thanksgiving and put you in the oven.
There's not
Because
enough meat on
what
these
they say
bones.
about roast Jun is it's a dish known for being all bones, no meat, no meat.
It's
Nobody
a
likes
great.
a roast Jun.
No, it's a great broth. It's not really a. It's not really the the table setting piece.
And then speaking of the holidays, we always compare you to being you're both a little boy and a little old lady. And I always like to watch Home Alone around the holidays, and I realized that in your version of Home Alone, none of Jun's traps would work properly, and you would just hide the whole time until they immediately find you and torture you. You would
Absolutely.
think you could pull off a Home Alone scenario, and then you go,
I would not be able to pull off a Home Alone. That is 100% verified.
you're not a defend the house kind of person. You're a run screaming.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I
And
hate
then
Port Authority as well.
All right, so that takes us to the new year, and I remember I texted you. I said, "Happy New Year, Mrs. John," the way that you talk to your second grade teacher. And I was, where did you spend New Year's Eve?
I flew back to New Jersey.
And yes, because that's right, that's where you were flying. And I was like, "Oh no, the fireworks, John!" We were worried about your plane getting hit by the fireworks. But I said, when I thought of Mrs. John on New Year's Eve, I would think, did all you do is hide from the fireworks and cry? And you said, yes. And that's actually a Jun device that I think is a joke that always works. Is like every 30th absurd accusation I'll make of you, you'll confirm as true.
I'll agree
Oh,
with
like
you.
when I texted you, I have some friends who are flying to Thailand for vacation. Can I give them your number for a good time? And you said, yes. Because
Yes.
you're a financially focused woman.
Yeah, the day's got to go. Bills need to get paid. Things need to happen.
And then, so we referenced you had also been in Florida for the holidays, and that's where this rumor that you were going to get eaten by the alligator, because you posted to your stories on Instagram, an alligator.
First of all, I'm actually not scared of the alligator. I think they're very, very adorable.
Well, you should be. You look like the easiest prey.
You just said I'm boned. They don't want me. They want like every other fat American.
Well, in Florida, there's no shortage of that. That's a good
There you
point. Well, that explains why, because I just thought you were gonna fall in. Like, you filmed that music video that you always do for Christmas time with your family, and you were like dancing up along like what looked to be a river or some body of water, and I was like, oh, it's such a good thing I wasn't there, because I would have been so tempted to push Mrs. John into the water.
This is why we don't film together.
And that's why, but I was like, and you were there for what felt like weeks and weeks and weeks, and I thought, for sure, the alligator's gonna get Mrs. Junn. Somehow you escaped, and then I started the rumor that the alligator was getting on a plane from Florida to JFK, and then transferring to a bus to go to New Jersey to finish you off.
Can't wait. He's
You're
welcome
one of those,
anytime.
like, pipsqueaks who somehow survives in the horror movie.
It's true because I make smart decisions ultimately, and I don't walk into danger.
Well, I would beg to differ, because let's talk about another thing that's happened since you were on last, which is the release of the Junstein files. Oh boy, terrible crimes.
I did check if you were in it right away, and
What do you have to say for yourself?
sorry, I guess.
I like the idea of you being accused of and proven guilty of horrible things, and you're the only one you don't deny it. You're the only one who goes, sorry,
Sorry, I guess.
There was all kinds of confusion when Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, was
What a transition.
disappeared. I know, I'm so good at this. I'm better at transitions than Whoopi, at least. But you were, like all of us, really caught up in that case. And at first I suggested you might be a suspect, but then you wrote back, I am the elderly woman who was kidnapped. And that made so much more sense.
It's true. Where is Nancy? Nobody cares anymore, sadly.
I think people care. I just think it's the thing that was so crazy about it all along is that how does nobody know anything? That's the thing.
I mean, I guess there's not that many people there around or whatever, but
Well, what's are there any stories or pop culture events that have captivated Mrs. Junn since we've seen her last? What have you been paying attention to?
golly, that's a good
I don't
question. I
know.
mean,
Not a single thought in his
not
head.
not a single thought in my head. Well, first of all, I must say, not pop culture, but I loved Hillary's testimony. She gave us so many, um, she gave so many moments, so many quips. She yelled at people. She yelled at Lauren Bobart. Like I thought that was brilliant, fun to see.
Well, I mean, first of all, she wanted the public hearing, but the Republicans wanted it to be private. So she wanted everything to be seen, but then she was under the impression that it wasn't going to be seen. So you definitely got the behind closed doors Hillary, which is the best Hillary in my opinion, and because she's no nonsense, she's pissed, she's like, why the fuck do I have to testify about things these guys who did them don't have to testify for when I had nothing to do with it and I've spent my entire life protecting women and children from abuse? And then when it turns out that they've been posted photos against her knowledge, then she really fucking... it's so funny because the Republicans wanted it to be closed doors so that they could say that she was unhinged. But it's so funny because Hillary's unhinged is just so fed up with the bullshit. And it's funny to me that, like, Hillary's swears are so Midwestern and pure. Like, Hillary's version of swearing is, oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Or she'll say, you can hold me in contempt until the cows come home.
Yeah.
But... And I remember there's that famous video of the light that almost fell on her head, and she says, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So Hillary has some little Mrs. Jen tendencies, but in that moment, she's pretty ferocious, and she's so right. I mean, she was really fantastic.
She was great, and just seeing Lauren Bobart get it back to her and her go toe to toe with Nancy Mace, who was vile, vile, vile. You know, proud of Hillary as always. I wish she had been our president.
Well, and we know the story about how the night of the 2016 election, you cried on Sharon Stone's lap and then drove your car into a wall.
Ha ha. Yes, I did.
I didn't. I was feeling despair too, but at least I mean, that's a classic little Mrs. Junn freak out panic move.
Yeah, it sure was.
When you said the name Hillary, I thought you were going to mention Hillary Duff's big comeback that everyone's talking about.
I love Hillary Duff.
I do
I'm
now.
I'm so proud
I
of her.
said this last week. I am newly a total stan, and I have a boy-girl crush on her.
Yeah, no, she looks great. She's
She looks
our age.
so good.
So good. She's incredible. Her new album is fun. I mean, you don't really go to like a Hillary Duff album for like the vocals, but
but listen, it's lyrically very impressive.
lyrically, yes, and it's the first kind of music that I've heard of like people our age actually like singing about things that are mature in a weird way.
Well,
But
she's
it's funny 'cause
very
she had a song called Mature.
she's very smart and she's very emotional. Like, I've been listening to her on podcasts and stuff, and she's like, she's aware of who her fan base is, and so she's not going to talk about the same fluffy shit she was talking about when she was a kid. She's talking about like being in your 30s and being married and like, worrying that your partner's going to get sick of you or cheat on you, or like and being nostalgic and reflecting. And I was just like, wow. I think her husband who's like such a good musician, like sonically made it really interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
John, remind me, you have seen The Comeback, right, with Lisa Kudrow?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because the third season is premiering on March 22nd of this month. It's my favorite. It's my favorite show of all time. And remember how Kathy thought it was about her? It's like I can't believe it's happening, and the premise of the new season sounds so cool. And I've been listening to, there's a podcast done through the Daily Beast that's like a comeback rewatch podcast of the first two seasons, and like different people from the show have been on it, including Lisa. And it's just like, I think I might have to rewatch the whole thing, even though I've seen it a million times, because I've never been more excited about a TV show.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I love that there's been gaps now. Like the first and second seasons were 10 years apart. This one's now 11 years apart. So it's always kind of fun to see where Valerie Cherish ends up in the culture.
Well, it ends up being a commentary on the culture and the state of the industry, because each season being 10 years apart has been a distinct snapshot into that time in television. And Valerie is such a I think like her persistence is the thing that I enjoy the most about her, because no matter how much she's humiliated, well, that's all right. Yeah. Like, I have so many Valerie moments a day where I'm just like, yeah, that's fine.
That's okay.
It's the ultimate survivor. You wouldn't know anything about that.
No, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, you were working on America's Top Model documentary, right?
America's Next Top Model. It's I love that America's Next Top Model is in the zeitgeist. It was a show that had a lot of impact for young gay men, I would say, and women, of course. But did you watch Top Model when you were like in high school, or was that like not your thing? You were too like trying to.
I watched America's Next Top Worst Gen.
What did you watch in like high school?
What did I watch in high school? TRL.
The TRL is like an after school. Like, did you get caught up in like Survivor or like?
These are beautiful questions. No.
Desperate Housewives.
I
What
watched
else
Desperate
was there?
Housewives. I watched, because I was going to say I was really into Ally McBeal, but that was more middle school. Really into Ally McBeal. And then I think high school was so like music focused for me that I was always watching something that was like that. And then it was in college that like 30 Rock and comedies got really good. Because that was before like comedies were that good again.
Well, I mean, there were Friends. Did you watch Friends? Like, Friends was kind of ending
Yeah.
when we were.
Yeah,
Friends was
I know. I
pretty
mean,
much
I'm a
around
lot
all of
younger
high
than
school.
you, remember?
Barely. We're very much in our late 30s.
You know what? I was religiously SNL, because that was the period of Tina Fey and Amy Poehler and like Maya Rudolph, and I was really into SNL in high school. Yeah.
Are you still into SNL? I can never decide if like because people love to hate on it, but yet people love to get excited about it when they have like when Connor from Heated Rivalry was on.
Yeah, I still got to
people were
watch
super
that, and I'm excited too, because I'm sure he was really good. I like when like I'm not as religious about it, because it's also. It's weird. It's like I don't watch a lot of stand-up. You know what I mean? Like I don't like. It's kind of, I don't know. The further as I get it as a comedian, it's like, and they always say that like everyone's favorite cast is the one that was on when they were in high school. But and everybody does like to hate on it. I like when like I love Martin. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's the weird one. And then the other what the fuck is the name of the group of the guys on it? Whatever. The tall ginger got cute.
Tall ginger.
Yeah, and they promoted him from writing to please don't just whatever. I'm not gonna get it. They promoted him to main cast, but like they had a thing a few weeks ago that was like about the joke was like when you rent a car and you're like, why is the car handle weird? Like, because that's like a common issue these days. Like, you know how like the Tesla car handle, like they do like quirky stuff sometimes that I really like, and like I'll always enjoy a good Michael Che update joke. And there's this new lady on it. I'm not remembering anybody's name today, who's like a big breakout star. So I'm not mad at SNL by any means, but it doesn't hold the place in my life that it used to.
No, I kind of wish Mad TV would have like some sort of a comeback though, because I loved Mad TV a lot when I was a kid.
What did you like about it?
I loved Miss Swan. I loved.
Of course, because that's the racially insensitive one.
Of course, it would never work. It would never fly today. I loved when Deborah, I can't remember her last name, would do the Whitney Houston impressions.
She did No, she did Whitney. You're right.
She did Whitney. She was excellent. I like, they, for some reason, that cast, it was like all that and Mad TV were like big for me in comedy. Like SNL, I didn't watch until like late high school.
Wow, because you have really great taste, Judd. Mad TV!
Mad TV was excellent.
I'm rewatching the Pee Wee documentary right now.
And I haven't seen it yet.
And I'm like, oh, that's the point in his career where I am. And I'm talking, of course, about the arrest for indecent exposure.
I was about to say, what has happened?
No. And as I've said many, many times on the record, he totally got screwed by that. But, because, I mean, look at Mrs. John is indecent all over the place. Not a single
Port
arrest.
Authority, here I come tomorrow.
John's like, it's not indecent if it's in my mouth.
You're going to write that one down.
To bleed. Do you feel like you've changed since you've been a married woman, John?
No, no, I don't feel like I've changed. I feel like I've just had so much to worry about that I don't even know if I've had time to like sit with it.
Because the health stuff started pretty soon after.
But even before, I mean,
Right.
before, like it's been a year since Joshua had his first stroke, so
Gosh.
um, yeah, so like just the whole last year has been, a lot of health, and then, still not really wanting to be here and wanting to move back to California. All that stuff is still like
You haven't been back to LA
very
in a
present.
while, too.
I haven't. I think I came for like a quick day trip, like back in October, and that was
Right, and
it.
then you didn't see me. That was really cool. Yeah, because
Weren't you
are
here? You
we
might have
haven't
been
done an El
here.
Torito in like a million times. Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
that's the other thing you do is you come here when I'm not, which is stupid.
It's strategic.
I know it
I don't want
is.
to get
It's
beat up in person.
you know that is that's how John's. That's like your type of style of fighting is hiding, avoiding, and being withholding. There are so
No,
many
I'm
times where I'm texting you something so funny and you don't want to give it up, but I know you're laughing.
That's first of all, I'm always here when you need me, but I might not always be there when you're just badgering me.
No, and I mean, quite honestly, sometimes it's like an open mic. I'm throwing out material at you,
Well, you are,
and
yes, you are
I'm
throwing out
freestyling.
material, and I have to like rifle through. I was like, okay, not important, not important. Oh, he had some sort of scare. Let me circle back. Not
Sometimes
important, not important.
I do I see what you're saying because sometimes I'll put it to me it's all important, so I don't think of it as any different. But sometimes I'll be like I'll be saying hilarious things about hurting you and harming you, and oh no, and Jen's in peril, and then I'll be like, oh, here's a piece of like medical information that I found
It's
out,
true.
and then
It's
like
like it's like nickname, Rosie O'Donnell screenshot, porn screenshot, nickname, breakthrough in therapy today, nickname, medical scare.
I do. I have been keeping I've been keeping everybody posted about my breakthroughs in therapy. I am I'm over 6 months in now.
Congratulations,
I'm
it's a good
so
thing.
healed.
You have to
Have you
keep at it.
always? So something that Hillary Duff was saying was that she's been in serious relationships her entire life. Do you now? I met you when you were in a period of compulsive serial dating. I do my dates, but I really think those were sort of about you finding your next relationship. Have you always been a relationship woman?
Mm-mm. Very,
No.
very much the opposite. No.
Uh,
When they stick for a while, but
okay.
no, the gaps have
Um.
always been pretty big.
Well, that's because of how many dicks you've been taking.
You
Well,
really liked that one, didn't you?
but I think would you agree that when you met Joshua at a time when you were ready for that?
Yeah. I mean, as ready as you can be. You never
I
really know what's coming.
guess I don't know. Wow, you live with such intention. So
You know
okay,
how it goes.
so now that the surgery is over, you must be feeling so relieved.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a long recovery process for him, so we're going to take it easy still, but
In the bedroom.
especially there, yes, especially there, yeah.
Now that was part of why I was like, oh, let's let John go to the Port Authority.
Yeah, let me have my fun at Port Authority.
Are you gonna watch the Oscars this weekend?
I am, but I will say I haven't watched too many of the films that were nominated this year. Like, nothing really, I would say, appealed to me, but now I'm dying to watch Sinners.
Guess who watched Sinners is me. And
Was it
now,
good?
well, yeah, of course it was good. It was everyone says it. It's been winning. It's the movie of the year.
Some win, and it's like
Well,
that really
yes,
wasn't that
but
great.
it. I mean, word of mouth. I mean, I know you don't run in the most diverse circles, Jen, but it's sort of the most. It's sort of the most well recognized. But the thing was, so I wanted to see it in the movie theater because everyone was saying it's the best movie of the year. But I'm glad I didn't because it's really long, and I would have had pee anxiety. And also, one of my favorite jokes Nikki Glazer did from the Golden Globes was in Sinners, Michael B. Jordan. When I found out that Michael B. Jordan would be playing twins, my first thought was Nikki B. Jerkin. And I was like, that is such a joke
That's
that I
funny.
would write.
That's
Um,
definitely a joke that you would write.
she's a really good role model for me because she also likes to be hot. She's like, yeah,
Yeah,
guess what? I'm going to
she's
wear a slutty
and
dress.
she's funny. She kind of knows how to be inappropriate yet like not. offensive to people in a
Well, she
way.
doesn't make it like she makes the joke and then she'll tell you how much she loves you afterwards. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a Ricky Gervais like I'm an adversarial energy.
But she's also
Um,
said like any like jokes that she feels are really bad, like she'll check with the person first
right,
before making them, which
right,
I don't think you always need to. I think, sometimes just let comedy be comedy, but I appreciate that about her.
yeah. I probably wouldn't check, but I think it's nice that she does. I haven't seen. But okay, so yes, so Sinners is great. So I did watch it, but I had to watch it in installments, or as you would call them, batches. But yeah, it turns out Michael B. Jordan does the trick. But it's I mean it's also like Ryan Coogler is the director, and he's like it's it's really layered, and that's why everyone's saying that you probably gotta watch it 2 times because by the end you're like, oh, I probably missed some stuff. I also saw If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You with
I heard
Rose
that was
Byrne.
boring. I heard she's excellent, but the film is boring.
So Conan, who's hosting the Oscars, who is my hero, is in it and plays her therapist, and so that's really why I was watching. I think I don't know that it was boring, but it's very conceptual, I would say.
Hmm.
Yeah, she is great. I mean, she is. I'm trying to think of what else was nominated and if I saw anything.
Hamnet.
Wait, that's a bummer, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a very depressing film about, Shakespeare losing his son, which inspires him to write Hamlet.
Oh,
What
I didn't know
else is
any of
there?
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I gotta look.
All right, I just googled Oscar movies. What are the Oscar movies? Oh,
Oh,
one
Marty
battle after another.
Supreme,
Oh, and because everyone's mad at
Timmy.
Timothy Chalamet now. Yeah.
Yeah, one battle after another. Didn't watch, don't want to watch.
Why?
That
Because
director.
it's too scary for Judd.
No, I've just never seen like a good Paul Thomas Anderson movie that like didn't annoy me.
Oh, it's because you don't understand them.
Probably. It's just not like for me.
Not a single thought in
Not
his
a
head.
single thought in my head. I didn't see Marty Supreme. I didn't see F1. I didn't see any of these. I haven't seen Begonia.
Well, let me tell you.
Oh no, I saw Frankenstein.
How was that?
It was beautifully done.
Well,
Guillermo
you
del
know who's beautifully
Toro's.
done is Jacob Elordi, and I wish
That's
he'd
true.
beautifully do me.
There you go,
Um,
Nikki B. Jerkin.
yeah, yeah, same. Wait, oh yeah, Marty Supreme. The part of that I was interested in was it's Gwyneth Paltrow's first role in a while, and apparently she's great in it. And then they like hook up and stuff. And I always like an older woman, younger man, story situation. Yeah, it's cool how I said it. Is is the thing about Wuthering Heights that it's not good, but everyone's excited about it anyway?
I liked it. I thought it was great. I like that. I like Scream 7 too.
Oh, I gotta see that because you know I'm a big Scream person.
Yeah, Scream. I mean, I will say just to forewarn you, it's the worst reveal in a Scream movie that I've seen. But it's still a fun
Worse
movie.
than the third one being the brother.
Yeah, much worse than that.
So it's good.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's always fun seeing Courtney Cox as Gale Weathers and
Well,
like
that's the
Sidney
thing. That's
Prescott.
why I'm there is for
Yeah,
Courtney Cox.
a
Yeah.
100%.
I've loved Courtney Cox since Ace Ventura.
Yeah, she's a real one.
She's like hot. So wait, how did we get into? Oh, cause Stream 7. So okay. So it's. I mean, like, I guess what I'm asking is like, does it even compare to the early ones, or is it just like, oh, it's fun to see everyone?
Uh, Again, I'm such a Scream fan that I'm just happy this movie exists,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
can't.
saying yeah,
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
like I can't say that it's a good movie. Like I can't say there are some plot holes. It's fine. I'm happy that it exists. It's there.
Maybe I'll watch. Maybe I'll see that this week. I love how I pretend like I have time. Let me see what else is on my list for Little Mrs. John. So okay, but what about Britney Spears' DUI?
Well, now, I just find it very suspicious. There was no mugshot, there was no, video. So what's
Except
going on?
everyone's circulating the AI mugshot, which is annoying.
But it's just like she sold her catalog last month, and now her family's kind of circling again. So I'm like, what's going on?
I don't know that
Um,
her family's circling again, but her attorney or her manager was pretty heavy-handed in the statement he gave about how like this is inexcusable and like things need to be addressed. But like the thing about when Free Britney was happening that I was always thinking was like we never had any evidence that she could take care of herself.
Yeah, I
So
think
even though that
that's the
doesn't
hard
mean you have to
part.
be in a conservatorship, and then a lot of these issues were issues that have sort of always been on the, like it's
She gives us no reason, not that she owes us anything, but she gives us no reason that she can take care of herself. But she gives us a lot of, if you look at her Instagram or whatever she posts, it does seem concerning the last few years.
Yeah.
So,
and erratic, and like no one would be surprised if it's a substance abuse thing because that's like something that was always part of the problem.
yeah, and then now we're like, well, maybe she shouldn't have been freed, or maybe there should have been some program to like really set her up for success. But then, well, who knows? I mean, I don't know. I hope she's doing well. It really is like, I think it's probably the greatest entertainment tragedy is what happened to Britney Spears.
Yes, and the industry and her family absolutely did it to her, but like there's also so many people who aren't famous who that's their like trajectory.
That's
You know
why
what I
I
mean?
said
Like
entertainment. Yes, for sure.
yeah. But no, I'm just saying like that
I think it just saddens me when someone has all the tools to succeed, but so much stuff gets in the way.
right.
Like
I'm
she had the
not surprised.
talent, she had everything.
I'm not surprised. I feel like in 5 years when her sons are in their mid-20s, they're going to be the hottest like guys. You knew when she and K-Fed, like no one was supportive of the union, but it was like those kids are going to grow up to be really beautiful. Yeah.
No shock, that's where you transition to.
Well, what? I'm just thinking about how weird it must be to be like have grown kids who are but maybe I'm sure she's filled with pride. But yeah, but how weird that she and Justin both got DUIs in the same like year and a half.
Parallel lives, parallel careers. But
Maybe she did it on purpose to get his attention. See, we really are meant to be.
I would hope that she has moved on from that.
Well, according to K-Fed, on like the night before they got married, she called Justin.
Yeah, but she was young. That's
She was
fine.
no, I think she's just always hung up on him. Okay. What do you think about Pink maybe taking over the Kelly Clarkson show? She just hosted it, guest hosted it for a week while Kelly was out, and Kelly is leaving because she doesn't want to do it anymore. And obviously those people want to still have jobs, and I still wanted to do stand-up on it. So
Yeah.
and Pink and Kelly are friends, and Pink covered one of Kelly's songs last week. What do you make of this, Jen?
I honestly think it would be really interesting to see Pink step into that role. I think Pink is super underrated still, even though she's obviously a mega pop star. Like
We love
she's
Pink.
she's vocally like one of the best.
Yes, she's one of my
definitely-
favorite vocalists of all time.
She's up there with Kelly Clarkson in terms of vocals.
Yes.
I think she's great. So I would
Which is
love
why
to
she did
see-
Kelly's song so well.
Yeah, and for the record, I love Kelly Clarkson, but I think Kelly is a terrible interviewer, and I'm
I
curious to see
think
how
that's
Pink is.
so. I think that I completely disagree.
She's better than
the-
Jennifer Hudson.
Anyone's better than Jennifer Hudson, and if the Jennifer Hudson people are listening, I love Jennifer Hudson, but Kelly's can make conversation with everybody, and the reason that people like it is because she doesn't do it like she's a robotic Julie Chen Moonves lady. But okay, so that's not in support of your argument.
Not a single thought in my head.
You say something, I say, no, you're wrong. Here's
And
why.
I'm like, yes,
And
yes,
you
I
say,
am wrong.
Uh-huh.
No,
Well,
I just think
you'd be a
why I
great
think
talking
Kelly.
head on the news shows.
I think Kelly is not a great talk show host because she always somehow like makes the story about herself somehow and like really deviates from the person she's interviewing, whereas like Jennifer Hudson's like, so you're a comedian, like she really
Jennifer
Hudson's like talking to a deer
Yeah, well, I was
some
gonna.
point.
That's exactly like it's what it's like talking to you, John.
It's true. That's why I relate to J Hud.
Well, Jennifer Hudson, no, I mean people have done like impressions of it online because she'll be like, "A little birdie told me that you sing," and then you're just sort of like, it's like on the guest to fill
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Exactly.
Okay, and then this is why really pissed me off that Sherry Shepherd's show got canceled, and it's not like it's one or the other, obviously, but like Sherry is, to me, one of the greatest talk show hosts. That's like Sherry has the.
She's a workhorse.
She's a workhorse. She is she emanates light and joy, and has the resume and experience. Like so it just really bothers me. I hope I don't know. I hope something can be done.
I'm sure it can, and also Sherry always lands on her feet, so hopefully.
Well, you know what?
Something.
Was it? Yeah, Joan Rivers told Sherry, "Funny girls always work."
Funny girls always work.
And but so beautiful way to tie into the next thing, which is that your favorite show of all time is The View, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. That's another name that I forgot to put on the list.
Alyssa Farah
Jen. Alyssa Farah Jen. Because you are a little Alyssa Farah Jen. Alyssa Farah Griffin is out because she just had a baby, so they're having each week a different guest conservative co-host. Elizabeth Hasselbeck, who was on The View for 10 years, most famously from the Rosie fight that you and I have spent days of our lives thinking about and talking about. In 2007, Elizabeth came back last week, and Elizabeth was on the show during the Bush era and the Obama years, and now it's interesting to get her. Now, Elizabeth has always been beautiful. I will give her that. Elizabeth has always, and she continues to be beautiful. But I told you, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how fucking annoying she is when in a political discussion. Because she always talks, it's never coming from a place of her own opinion. It's always just what the Republican talking points are. And she'll cherry pick facts that support them. And she'll put in little digs that like undermine like the Democratic opponents, and I'm like, oh, she's so fucking annoying.
She's insufferable. She's only gotten more insufferable.
But if she's not talking politics, she's lovely.
Yes, that's true.
That's the weird part. She's
it's
like
hard because I've seen
friends
a lot
with
of articles.
Sherry and Whoopi, and like she's like gets along with these people off stage.
She's professional. It's just I've seen a lot of articles this week about how the show was like relevant again because Elizabeth's back, and it was like really having these conversations that people should be having, and it's like, no, The View, like with Alyssa and Anna, they still have those important conversations. I think it doesn't need to be contentious the way it was this week with Elizabeth. Like, I don't know.
Well, and it's I don't like her style of argument. I think it's I think there are cheap shots, and I think that it raises my blood pressure. Not as much as Meghan McCain did, but
yeah, because she was just completely disrespectful. Like Elizabeth, like you said, is just parroting Republican talking points and trying to not necessarily have a moment, but like she's definitely stepping back into how it used to be, that really old school contention, where Meghan was just rude and ungrateful and the definition of the annoying Nepo baby.
Truly. And then she went on to trash the show after she left. And then now, if you listen to the Behind the Table podcast, sometimes the EP is always making subtle remarks about how, there have been times when the show was difficult for years at a time. Or there were times when people would tell me they're not watching the show again for years at a time until I got rid of one of the co-hosts. So it's clear that she's everyone's least favorite as well.
Yes, because, I mean, I can't say that the show wasn't sometimes exciting when Meghan McCain was on, but
also infuriating, and, like, we had enough going on at the time.
Yeah, and also,
COVID and stuff.
With these articles that have been coming out, it's like, Alyssa is on, like, maternity leave. Like, let's not, like, make her feel like her job is on the line. Because...
No, she's the most likable still. I mean, that's what's the greatest thing about her. She's the most likable Republican I've ever come across.
Yeah. For sure.
Now, so do you have any indication of, because you're going on it? Mrs. Junn loves a cruise. My cruise. Tell the people about your new cruise.
I'm going from Miami to Los Angeles via the Panama Canal. So I said all the hot spots.
Well, when you said that at first, you didn't include the Panama Canal explanation. I was like, who's gonna tell John? Oh no, I can't get there.
I'm stuck in Panama.
Well, it wasn't your fault that you had to cancel your honeymoon because of Joshua's health, but you did. The recent time you were on a cruise, the hurricane was coming right at you, and the cruise had to go to a completely different. Oh no, the hurricane!
That's true. You have a good memory. Yes, that happened 2 years ago.
Well, I think it was because I was in Miami and completely missed the hurricane, and then you were in the similar part of the world a couple weeks later and almost got decimated by a hurricane, and so that's why it sticks in my mind. I was like, I had perfect weather.
It was actually no, it was actually perfect because then we got to go to the Bahamas instead and miss the hurricane entirely. Bahamas was great.
Bahama John.
Bahama John. There you go.
I bet you didn't say anything that bordered on appropriation or cultural disrespect. I bet everything you said was perfectly.
Yeah, I just quoted Miss Swan the entire time. It was great.
Your skin looks good though, Mrs. Jen.
Thank you. Back at you.
You don't look anywhere near 90 like you are.
95.
So when is this cruise?
Not till the end of April, so actually coming up soon.
Is it a lesbians and their children cruise?
Yes. Although I might go on a cruise with Kathy, so we'll see. Stay tuned.
What do you mean?
Kathy's performing on a cruise at some point, and she's like, "Do you want to come?"
And you love cruises. She knows that about you. My cruise.
Yes, because I hate to fly.
Oh my God, you're worried about the weirdest things. I don't want to be in the middle of the ocean. So stuck with Mrs. Juns. Now, okay, that's good for me to know because I'm gonna have a New York trip soon, and so you'd love nothing more than if it's while you're on the cruise.
I'll insist.
Yeah, you're gonna change the cruise around my trip.
No, you come to New York, we can go to Turco.
Yeah, let's go to Turco, but you don't even live near there anymore. But that's okay. We'll go anyway.
Yeah, I'm there.
That sauce was so fucking good.
It's the best.
Mrs. John, I think people are really relieved that you didn't get mauled by the alligator like I had suggested a million times, and that you weren't kidnapped like Nancy Guthrie like I had also suggested. And against all odds, a Mariah Phil Collins cover, you continue to survive.
Mrs. John's still standing.
What's your secret? What's your secret? That's what Barbara Walters went.
Vitamin D.
And did that hurt you? Vitamin D. Oh, you get that at the Port Authority.
Dear.
The Port Authority. It's me, John. Here I am. Now, is it usually blowies or is it everything's on the menu?
Whatever the public wants, the public gets.
The client?
Yeah.
Why do you charge some people but not others?
How long is this show?
Listen, you're stealing that from somewhere. Is that Joy?
Yeah, that's Joy Behar.
So
are there no commercials? How long is this show? From the infamous Joy and Rosie fight. I mean, not Joy and Rosie. Rosie and Elizabeth, excuse me.
Joy doesn't get into that. Well, John, thank you for coming back. People needed their Little Mrs. Jun fix. And I applaud you for somehow managing to escape all of the perils that you find yourself in. And there you are. Even, and just getting through your husband marrying your parents was a lot. But you're open-minded and you're a good friend. How about that?
I can make it through the rain, and so can you.
That's kind of where I was going with that. And you know how much I love that Mariah song and album. All right, you guys. Thank you, Mrs. Jun, for joining us. And until next week, stay super exciting.